So we have an update on a brand that we talked about
before, Curl Mix.
Yes. So as we reported, the CEO, Kim Lewis, she reported that her company, or she announced that her company is about to go bankrupt. Now, a lot of people learned about Curl Mix from their viral Shark Tank interview, and they turned down a offer from not Mr. Wonderful. It's the other dude, the nice guy that sits
everybody loves him.
Yeah, that sits on the end of damn, man, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody hate Kevin, but they love this one because they love this guy. What is his name? You gotta look it up.
Yeah.
For me. But they turned down a deal with him in order to crowdfund. So they end up crowdfunding, and they got private investors. They raised tens and tens of millions of dollars. So I think they raised about 8 or 9 million. So just under $10 million.
Mark Cuban?
No, it's not Mark Cuban.
Oh,
it's the other dude.
It's right here. Robert.
Okay. Robert Herjavec.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
They turned down a deal with Robert. Because he just really didn't have no expertise in the area. But I think, he's Robert. He can make the call for the expertise, so you take the money. True. But whatever. She said they've been running their brand for years. They 10, 15 years in. Like this is not 15, but they're probably going on 10 years in. Yeah. This is like a solid business. But the CEO shocked everyone when she announced, "Hey, we're going out of business. If we don't make 20,000, if we don't get 20,000 orders in." With an average of $100, which is basically $2 million in revenue, by the end of this year, we're going to go out of business. And she said they actually did it.
And that was right before the end of the year.
That was right. This was like in October.
Right.
So this was the last 3 months of the year, and clap it up for her. She said they did it. So let's go over some of the things.
That's what the internet is for.
Let's go over some of the things that she said the company was able to accomplish. So
okay.
You want to read some of those?
All right, so they paid off $500K in debt.
Yes.
They added 4 new jobs to the company. Okay?
I don't understand that one because a part of the problem was she overhired, and she was even going on podcasts talking about like she paid her people. She had 40 employees, and she was saying she paid her people 20% above market rate in Chicago. So I don't really understand that one. But the 500,000 in debt,
I was gonna say 500,000 in debt is nice. But also maybe she had to downsize, so maybe she added 4 jobs back. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Millions in brand reach added. 10K new customers.
Yeah, 10,000 new customers because she was getting on all these podcasts and she was going viral.
Oh, she was getting it out the mud.
So a lot of people didn't want to see a black-owned business go out of business. So they're like, let me go shop with her. So 10,000 new customers.
And enough money in the bank to get the business through the first quarter of 2026.
So that's good. But so the big question I have though now is, you got $2 million in revenue. Now she went on David Shan's podcast, which is a Social Proof podcast, and said her company, what she discovered through this whole notion is her company needs $500,000 in revenue each month to operate. So she needs extreme volume in order to stay in business. So basically, if she's only going to do 100, 200,000 a year, is no purpose of her staying in business based off her math.
Oh, okay.
So my question is, yes, you got a lot of people a lot of people bought from you because they felt sorry for you. They didn't want it to go out of business. They was a new customer. And also, here's another important thing that she also said. So they got to 20,000 orders. They only shipped 10.
Why?
So the other 10,000 are pre-orders that they don't have.
So they still have to make the product.
They still have to order the materials, and the materials are hit with tariffs. Ooh. The materials are hit with supply chain issues. So there are going to be a lot of unhappy customers, but she's trying to warn you guys of be patient with her.
Yes.
Hey, this was a going out of business sale, so we just trying to make sure we can implement it. So she has to deliver $1 million worth of product over the next 2-3 months. So my big question is, how the hell is this company going to go and move on?
She needs to go back to Robert and ask at least for some advice.
Well, he's not about to invest.
Pay him for some advice.
He's not about to invest right now.
It sounds like if the company is unable to increase their revenue, naturally you have to decrease your expenditure. which means you have to cut back on maybe the bottles cost too much. Maybe the ingredients are too premium or too, or maybe you need a premium price kind of bottle, and then like
she
here's
was doing
our
like 10 for 10,
more generic brand.
I mean 10 for $100, so you get 10 products for $100. So 10 for 10, basically $10 each.
That's really good. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because I can easily spend $100 on like shampoo,
hell,
conditioner.
Beyonce product, you spend one bottle, that's $60.
That's $60.
Yeah,
that's
so
too bright.
The margin is there.
So that's what I'm saying. So they have to find a way to decrease. Like, I don't even know why she would go on a go on a podcast and say, I need $500,000 a month to operate when you're in such a place of deficit right now.
Well, she was just saying that, trying to communicate the context of the going out of business sale. Like, look, if we're not doing $500,000 a month in revenue, there's no point of our business operating from a business model perspective. Now, I would be interested in looking at her numbers and other alternatives from a consultant standpoint to say, why the hell do you need 500 grand? And like, why is that the floor for you to stay open?
Yes.
I mean, maybe that should be where you become profitable.
But not. That's what I'm saying. There's
I
plenty
would love to look at that. But
there's plenty of hair care companies, and so I would be interested in knowing what keeps them, what is their absolute base number just to be operational versus what they actually bring in monthly.
So she tried to break it down. So I'm gonna try to give you guys a way to see it. Okay, look at it from a circle, right? And you got 3 points on the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of them is advertise. Like, if you got $1 million, one of them you can either spend $1 million on advertisement, which generates sales.
Okay.
Sales generate revenue. Revenue generates profit. The problem is, if you spend all your money on advertisements, now you generated all this revenue, you got all these sales. Now you got to have somebody fulfill it. So now you got to spend a lot of money on fulfilling it. Mm-hmm. Well, when you fulfill it, now part of the fulfillment is raw material. Mm-hmm. And the raw material takes time to get. So in order to fulfill it at an efficient pace in an efficient time, you got to have the raw materials before you even start the sale. So there's a cycle of capital that she needs that she doesn't have. So she kind of she's chasing her tail. This is why the business is probably going to go out of business unless she's able to continue and raise capital, because you need the raw material before you do the advertising campaign, and you need capital for the raw material and the advertising campaign, but you also need capital to pay the employees to fulfill it. Mm-hmm. So
you need a lot of money.
Yes, you need a lot of money. You need a line of credit. Or you need your raw material partners to be able to front you some of this. Like,
and she didn't take that money, huh?
Yeah, she didn't take the money but she crowdfunded though. So she crowdfunded, and she got other private investors. So she eventually raised capital. But yeah, it's like a cycle of business that capital would solve, but she don't have the capital anymore. So like right now, even the problem, she spent all her money. Her marketing campaign was the going out of business sale. Yes. So she didn't spend no money on that.
Right.
But she still got to have money. She didn't have any money. So now she got the money. She sold $2 million worth of revenue.
Right.
Now she hasn't fulfilled the product. So she got 10,000 orders at $100 a pop is $1 million. Mm-hmm. So she got $1 million worth of orders she haven't fulfilled.
That's crazy.
But you still got to get the raw material. And she's saying she got enough cash in the bank. She just had to pay $500 grand in debt. She got enough cash in the bank for the first quarter of 2026.
Well, that's good for the first quarter, but then past the first quarter, I was gonna say,
what is 2027, 2028? How can you plan for growth if you basically like a hamster?
Yeah, like and I think you said it though. Like, I think you put the nail on the head until she figures out a way to like lessen her expenditure or like increase her revenue or both. You need a line of credit. You need a big, extensive line of credit to get these raw materials, or figure out a way figure out a cheap way, because thinking about hair, right?
Not just hair. To cheapen up the product though, like that might cause the customers not to buy.
But no, a cheap way to get the product. So what I'm saying is, we're talking about hair. Right. A lot of hair comes from places, and I'm not just talking about hair care, right? I'm going to use actual hair like weave.
Like weave, okay.
Okay, as an example. So there have been people who have actually went abroad to these places and set up shop.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And
like kind of going to the
and created it like an in-home type of facility.
Yes.
That would make it cheaper. So now you're not necessarily paying third party. All you're paying is like overhead,
import fees.
Yes, import fees and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because you're paying those anyway.
I get what you're saying.
So
but that takes
time.
That takes
that's what I'm saying
as well.
And it takes capital. So I feel like the line of credit was really the nail on the head, because that will give you the time to kind of set up so that you can have.
And I don't know what raw materials she's putting in her product, but yes, I get what you're saying. Like if you're able to
somehow, and obviously this is pie in the sky. Like I am not a business owner, and I've never even ventured into a different country or a different state for that matter.
Companies do it all the time.
But it does happen. I do know it does happen.
That's how Nike can sell you shoes for $200 and make $160 because they
done set up shop.
They set up shop elsewhere. Yeah, that happens all the time. Companies set up shop in different places, extract that raw material, and they're paying. And the crazy thing about it is you're paying good wages based off of that country's economy.
Yeah.
But it might be $10 here, but somewhere else, like for example, people in the Philippines, you pay them $10 an hour. That's great money.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But if you're paying somebody in America $10 an hour,
they can't eat.
Depending on who they are. I mean, unless they're like an intern or something like that, in college, and like they family got money and they just need that for spending money.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But like you have to pay.
You can't pay an adult who has an apartment or a house
and all
$10
an hour in California, and you're like, no. That's just not going to work. So that part would work, but again, it takes strategic capital and planning, and she's basically saying she barely can plan to first quarter.
I was gonna say
that's how much cash she got in the bank.
Then it does sound like she needs more capital.
And then a lot of those sales came from, again,
kind of like pity
self-pity.
Yeah.
So like how many of
rescue
those
sales?
You're not about to keep
getting rescued.
Hit me. You're not about to keep hitting me with, we're going out of business. I'm going out of business at home. Shit. Like I don't need. And then you're selling a 10 for 10. So like, I got all this product. Like, do I gotta buy more product? No. Like, I got all this product. So she's gonna have to figure out a way,
or like even to like diversify, like start selling merch or something.
Sell a shit. Sell something. Yeah, she's definitely gonna have to sell something else.
You gotta figure it out, girl. You gotta figure it out.
She's
sell
smart.
hair. I don't know.
She gonna figure it out.
She seems smart. Smart because guess what? She at least has the first quarter of 2026 down. So anything could happen.
Listen. I'm rooting for you.
It's fair game.
I always say it's too like this is a crazy statement.
What?
But we don't have we have black-owned business owners, quote unquote, but we don't have it should be less hair care brands. Like really,
there's a lot of hair care in the black business space.
We do better by having
like 2 or 3,
2 or 5. Let's say we have 5 or 6 conglomerate healthcare brands.
Yeah.
I mean
hair
care brands. Hell, we need
healthcare too.
If we have 5 multi-billion-dollar hair hair care brands, that'll do a lot better than having these
we got
thousands of small little niche hair care brands that never really stay in business because they don't get the economies of scale.
Yeah, they don't.
The Shea Moistures and the Dove and the Targets of the world. They're moving billions and billions of products
of unit, right?
Yeah,
but we are rooting for her, and like I said, she did have the first quarter of 2026. So anything is fair game. Anything can happen. Yeah.